Let's look at another technique. Evaluate limit as x approaches 5 of square root of x minus 1 minus 2 all over x minus 5. First, always try direct substitution. If we plug in 5, we have square root of 5 minus 1 minus 2 all over 5 minus 5. 5 minus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, and 5 minus 5 is also 0. I have 0 over 0. This is an indeterminate form. That means we cannot use direct substitution. We need to do more work. Since we have a square root and a subtraction in the numerator, this is a perfect situation to use a conjugate. The conjugate of square root of x minus 1 minus 2 is square root of x minus 1 plus 2. We multiply the entire fraction by the conjugate. Since we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same expression, it doesn't change the value. We just multiply them by 1. I'll take the numerator multiplied by the numerator all over the denominator multiplied by the denominator. In the numerator, we have the difference of squares formula, a minus b times a plus b equals a squared minus b squared. So I'll have square root of x minus 1 squared minus 2 squared. I'll leave the denominator the same while I simplify the numerator. In the numerator here, I have the square root of x minus 1 squared. The square root and the square cancel out. I'll have x minus 1. And 2 squared is 4. Now in the numerator, negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Now we can cancel out the common factor x minus 5. And we're left with limit as x approaches 5 of 1 over square root of x minus 1 plus 2. Now we can substitute x with 5. 5 minus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So the limit is 1 over 4. Now let's move to another type of situation. Evaluate the limit as x approaches 2 from the left of x minus 3 over x squared minus 2x. First, try substitution. If we plug in 2, we have 2 minus 3 over 2 squared minus 2 times 2, which is negative 1 over 0. This is not indeterminate form. This is a non-zero number divided by 0. That means the limit will either go to positive infinity or negative infinity. We do not know which one, so now we need to analyze the sign. First, let's factor the denominator. X squared minus 2x factors as x times x minus 2. So the expression becomes x minus 3 over x times x minus 2. Now remember, we are approaching 2 from the left. That means x is slightly less than 2. Let's think about the signs. If I take a number that is slightly less than 2, minus 3, this expression x minus 3 is negative. X is positive because the numbers near 2 are positive. X minus 2 is negative because x is a number that is slightly less than 2. If I take a number that is less than 2 minus 2, that is negative. So now I have negative over positive times negative. First, let's look at the sign of the denominator. Positive times negative is negative. So I have negative over negative. And negative divided by negative is positive. That means my limit is approaching to a positive number. And since the denominator is getting closer and closer to 0, the fraction grows without bound to the positive sign, so the limit is positive infinity. This example shows the difference between 0 over 0, which requires algebra, and non-zero over 0, which usually leads to infinity. Always check which situation you are in first.